Milky Way building, you guys. Shout out to Cindy Johnson, Allstate Insurance Agency, for sponsoring the show. But you guys, we are about to take a lovely trip down something you guys have always wanted to go down. That I think you guys always wanted. I've wanted to go down it. I've missed going down it. Ben, have you missed going down this thing?
No. I mean, yeah.
Pause, I guess. I don't know.
I need a big pause. Like,
you need a big pause.
Oh, here we go, man.
You need a big pause.
You the 69 guy.
Anyway,
that's what it is, bro.
Somebody call Al.
6'7".
Oh, 6'7". All right, you guys. It is time for us to take a trip down Ben Jammin's Rabbit Hole.
La 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 la. Okay, so first off, Truth Nation. So first off, my tongue. My tongue fat. All right. So first off, Juicy Jammers, if you don't know what a rabbit hole is, it's a piece of information you find on the internet or experienced in real life that takes you from one piece of information you find to another.
Up until your
curiosity is satisfied. And today, Juicy Jammers, for November 10th, 2025, my rabbit hole question: how far are you willing to go to protect your friendship? Started with something I'm certain a lot of you saw over the weekend. All right, former NBA star Tony Allen was arrested after police found drugs on him, allegedly. All right, and not the normal stuff y'all be smoking on to get your day started. Talking about a wake and bake. I'm talking about the hard stuff. I'm talking about, do you want to build a snowman? All right, I'm talking about the white stuff that has most cities, including my hometown, Racine, Wisconsin, snowed out today. All right, I'm talking about that cocaine. All right, but the reason I'm asking this is because, sure, Tony may have allegedly been found with this white substance, but his friend, his dear old friend, who just so happened to be with him and was a white man, decided to try and stick up for his friend, former NBA star Tony Allen, and claimed that the substance was allegedly his instead of Tony's. Juicy Jammers, I think it's time for us to go down the
rabbit hole.
Reach and easily assess that on the cocaine part. So right now, both of you are being charged with possession of cocaine, okay?
Is there a way for me to take it all for him?
I just don't, that's just not fair. I feel like that you can take it in front of the judge and the judge can decide. You understand?
I'm willing to go on record. He has literally nothing to do with it. I'm telling you that as plain as I can tell you. I picked him up at 8:43 this morning. I guarantee you he has no idea that it was in there because I had no idea it was in there. I understand your thing. My father was a lawyer. I fully get it. But sir, I cannot let you, please do not charge that man with that. Let me take full responsibility for that one. I'll hire my own lawyer, I'll hire everything else, but Tony Allen had absolutely nothing to do with that. Not a single thing. I understand your premise, I understand everything else. Now, what he may have had on him in his personal, I understand it, that's fine. But that charge, please put it 100% on William Allen. Do not charge Tony Allen with that. I'm saying that in front of all three officers.
Wow.
You know how I'm gonna let you keep going, Ben.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to lie, Juicy Jammers. After watching this video, this should be a sign to all of you people, all right, that you need a good white friend. All right, you need a good white friend. Okay, someone who is willing to take the charge, or at least a good friend who knows that you are the bag, all right, and treat you as such, all right? But anyway, that was the end of my rabbit hole. Call in, text in, Juicy Jammers at 414-360-8999 and let me know how far you willing to go to protect your friendship. Because some people will only go as far as taking drugs with you, but a real one, will go as far as taking the drugs for you. All right, your challenge in life is to know the difference. All right, but
I like that one.
Hey, for real,
that's
man.
a good rabbit hole, Ben.
Hey, that's true though, man. People be taking drugs with you, but they won't take the drugs for you. Okay, and that white man right there, he's a good dude, man. I'm not certain if it was his, or if it was Tony Allen's, but yeah. What do you feel about that, Juice?
414-360-8999. I'm not gonna lie to you. I agree 100% with everything you said when it comes to This is why you need to have certain friends, because this friend right here, he knew exactly what was going to happen if, you know, Tony Allen was to be the one who got in trouble for this. And he's like, listen, I can't make him get in trouble for this. I understand my privilege in this situation, and I'm going to use my privilege in this situation because I know that I might not get in as much trouble. I probably know some people who can like bail me out, and I'm sure Tony Allen probably does too, but it's like, I think he understood the situation that he was in. He's like, I gotta take one for the team because like I know my privilege, and that's all we be asking for.
That is
like take the rap for us if we do something that we shouldn't be doing, allegedly. You know what I'm saying? But now, me personally, I don't know if I would do that.
I mean, you know
I'm not doing that.
I personally ain't. Look, if you got a drug problem, right? I'm not taking the charge. Period. Okay, if you out here riding around dirty with drugs, I'm not taking the charge, period, okay? If it was my drugs, different story. But it sounds like to me that gentleman knew that those drugs was his drugs. The cocaine was his, all right? We've always known the cocaine to be a white man's drug and crack to be a black man's drug, all right? So in this instance, the police should have known that the man was telling the truth. Off bat. All right, they didn't find crack, they found cocaine. All right, and the white man had told you that he picked up Tony Allen this morning. Okay, I picked him up this morning, meaning and implying that, hey, I was doing cocaine last night. All right, and Tony Allen was not with me. All right, this man cannot go down for my mistakes, for my drug abuse, you know?
Now, can you remind me why they were friends?
Good question.
Like he said he was just driving him around?
He said he picked him up this morning, and apparently Tony Allen had just got done doing a podcast. Or on his way to a podcast. That's what it was. He was on his way to a podcast. This gentleman said, I just picked Tony Allen up this morning. I don't know how they became friends.
I have a lot of questions about this.
But when you think about it, though, Juice, like the NBA stars that we do know, like the friends that they have, you wouldn't even know that they were friends with that person, you know, or even hung around that person.
I get it.
Like the guy who kicks it with the Nassus. Like, you would never know. You would never know.
I get it.
He's just as lackey.
I get it. But I'm just saying, like, okay, was he the dealer maybe? Like, was he picking him up because he was dealing stuff? Like, what was really going on with it? But at the end of the day, I don't think anybody should be, you know, taking raps when it comes to drugs, bro.
I mean,
unless you truly know that you're going to be straight, which is what I feel like that man was pretty much saying is, I know I got my privilege and I'm good, you know, because having real friends are very hard to come by.
Very,
you know?
very true.
And I don't want to say that the real test for a friendship is if you would take the rap for me if, you know, there were drugs found in the car. Because I'm telling you right now, Benjamin, I'm telling you right now, I am not going to jail for you.
I'm just saying, look.
I'm not for that. Yeah. Maybe something else. If I knew you were innocent and I knew I was innocent and, you know, we could get out of that jam. But if it was something I knew was going on, I'm like, Ben, I done told you. Would you take it from me?
Honestly, I would. Like, if we ride around in your whip or whatever, then they're like, oh, they got weed back here. I would have just thought that, like, maybe something fell out of my pocket. You know what I'm saying? Maybe something fell out of my pocket. You know, like, come on. Come on. She does the Brewers. Come on now. She ain't on that type of time. Ever.
That's real, though.
You know?
That's real.
Come on now. Public image? Nah, that can't happen.
I would be looking at you like, Ben.
I mean, and then ultimately, for real, what they should have done anyway, if they knew they were about to be pulled over by the police, they should have just done the drug right then and there, or at least stuffed it up their butt or something. Like, you don't let them catch it.
But see, that's really difficult to do. Like, think about it. If you driving, how are you gonna stuff something up there that quick? Man. And you know that's why they be having two officers, because they can look and see like what y'all are doing from your mirrors and stuff like that. So if you're doing too much movement, I'm
gonna throw this out there.
Don't do that.
And I want to say I've never been a part of this type of scenario before, but you know, I was look, I was driving around.
Are you incriminating yourself?
I was driving around one time. I was driving around one time, and I ended up seeing somebody. All right, I ended up seeing somebody, and they got pulled over. You know, they got pulled over, whatever. But what the dude ended up doing, he ended up was talking to the officer, made certain everything went good. But as soon as the officer went back to their vehicle, the girl that this gentleman was with ended up stuffing the stuff up her vagina. You know, and the dude was like, "You can do that?" And she was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "But you're on your period." And
Bro, what?
yeah, he was like, but you're on your period. So she literally had took her tampon out apparently and put the thing up there. And it was 2 male officers. So a male officer can't do all of that type of investigating on a woman's person when they're out, out and about or whatever. But they ended up doing it. And then allegedly,
Who is this person?
later on, they ended up doing the drugs after they got away from the police. So
Absolutely not.
I just
man.
said, wow, that's
no,
crazy.
Who
That just
you
is
saw
crazy.
this happen or you heard about this happen?
It was like some meme or something like that on Facebook.
Absolutely not, man. You got a personal connection with this story, and I'm
have
like
no
for
personal
sure,
connection.
bro.
What
That is disgusting.
What you say? He said I got drugs in my booty. Yeah.
I missed that hotkey for sure.
Yeah.
Ain't no way. That is nasty. That is nasty. And that's really like some hype stuff right there. If you gotta place that thing up in that thing while having some things going on down there and then you use it afterwards.
I mean, you gotta hide the drugs though. That's just what it comes down to. However you can
It's
do it.
not
Is what you
how
wanna
about
do.
just not do the drugs? Like, how about just not have the drugs? How about just not do the drugs? How about that? Like, was that an option for that person?
Maybe not for that person because that person was an addict. Okay, maybe that person was an addict and that's what was going on.
Well, then go to jail. I'm over it. If you got to do all of that, you belong there because you need some rehab. You need some help.
I'm just saying, man. Well, how far are you willing to go to protect your friendship, man? Because this guy who was with Tony Allen, he was willing to risk his whole life over some cocaine and make certain that Tony Allen could be safe. Again, Tony Allen being the guy with the bag. A lot of people, especially these celebrities out here, they have friends and entourage that be around them all. Oh, yeah, it is nasty. Have an entourage with them at all times. But the entourage is not willing to take any risk for that particular celebrity. Like this is how Juice WRLD ended up passing away. Because he was on the airplane. He was about to get searched by TSA, so he ended up taking 21 pills. If he had some real friends around him, his friends would have took those pills away from him and or just told him, bro, we don't need to carry pills on a plane. I remember somebody trying to convince me one time to bring some ganja back from California, and I was like, hell no, that's a federal crime. I'm cool.
No, it definitely is, man.
I'm good on that, man. It's no need for all of that.
Let's see what y'all are saying in the chat. Make sure you guys are letting us know what you think about Ben's question. How far are you willing to go for your friendships? Are you hiding the drugs? We got Post Check Wisconsin saying it shows how much substance abuse disorder is truly a disease. And it is, because you are willing to do whatever in order to get those drugs in your system and make sure you keep them and to make sure you keep doing them. It's a sickness. It truly is.
You think so? Like it's a mental illness? Because people
no, not I don't know about mental, but I guess I guess you could call it technically mental illness, but I'm just saying once you have them in you, it's very difficult. It's very difficult to stop, to stop wanting that desire and that feeling to have that same type of high. Do you feel like weed is a gateway drug?
I don't think
People be saying that a lot. They're like, oh, weed is the gateway drug to doing like more stuff to get you even higher and higher and higher. I just take pre-workout.
Yeah, pre-workout.
I took some this morning. That's why I'm like all fired up.
I don't know if it's a gateway drug, bro, but what I will say is the friends around you is the gateway. Like whoever you bring it into it, because it's one of them things that like, okay, you could be kicking it at a party, right? And then I guess whatever, somebody decides to lace your blunt. Now the blunt got cocaine in it, and the person next to you, like you may not even know cocaine was up in there. You just smoked the blunt, but the person next to you is like, oh yeah, I got cocaine in there. Now you want to go to cocaine, and then from cocaine you go. That's what I'm saying. It's the people you bring around you. Like who did I, bro? I was watching Dairy, the It show or whatever that's on HBO. It's about It, the scary dude,
the clown.
But they did a whole season off the city that is based off of or whatever. But one thing that the lady said in there is that her old man, her father used to tell her that life isn't about the destination, it's about the journey. She was like, I don't think it's even about the journey. I think it's more so about the journey. It's about the people you're taking the journey with. You know what I'm saying? So, if you're taking drugs with people, those people are going to be the gateway into you doing other things.
I have heard before that when people are taking certain drugs, that they make sure that they have the right people around them because it could take them down different pathways.
It's true.
Like if you got negative energy around you, then all of a sudden you're going to be
could have having
a bad experience with whatever the drug is, whether it be like shrooms or whatever. Or people now are taking that ayahuasca.
No, ayahuasca.
Ayahuasca.
You need a shaman for that.
Yeah. And I'm just like, that's a lot, you know, but people get introduced to it and they get curious about it. But my thing always is, I wonder like what the curiosity of it is. Like what makes you say to yourself like, man, I just want to see what this feels like,
I think
versus saying like, oh, I'm good, like I'm good, I don't need to even experience that.
I think it's just a curiosity. You know, curiosity does kill the cat. All right, keep that in mind. But I think it's curiosity, and I think it's sometimes people want to see things from a different perspective. Like before, you know, a certain young man that I know was starting to like take other drugs or whatever. He was always curious to know what it was like, and to a large degree, he had went on to go say that, you know, he wanted to try a few different drugs in his lifetime just to see what it would look like or feel like, because we see it promoted in movies. You know, we see it promoted in movies. This is what being high off marijuana feels like. This is what cocaine feels like. This is what ecstasy feels like, and they tell you all these different things. You know, or even in hip hop music, notoriously, right? People start taking drugs like lean, promethazine, and things like that. But ultimately, it's liquid heroin, and people don't even realize that until, you know, they're all the way knee deep in, or they educate themselves on it. But people want to, you know, escape this reality that we're in, because truthfully, if we're being honest about maybe the world, if not just America, America's number one thing or destination that people want to do is escapism. People here in America are hell bent on escapism. Hell yeah! Like, forget about just drugs. We can talk about games. People hop on the Fortnite. I love Fortnite, by the way. Follow me, you know, add me, whatever. But I hop on Fortnite, so you hop on whatever game that you like to play. But that is a form of escapism, and people here in this world want to figure out a way to escape. And I also believe that, you know, it's always been a part of, you know, the human. It's always been it's always been a part of like human history for people to go out and try different drugs. Again, you had mentioned ayahuasca. Ayahuasca is a drug that people take or have started taking down in South America, you know, because tribes were taking this drug to basically feel as if they were in another world or travel to another destination. You know, a lot of people now who do take ayahuasca go on and say it helps them kind of kill their own ego. You know, everything that you knew about yourself before, you learn that much more about yourself now.
But to me, it feels like it has a lot to do with identity and people's lack of identity within themselves, because they're constantly trying to like figure out who they are. At least that's what I have always heard from people, is they want to try, what's it called? Ayahuasca. Because they're like, oh my gosh, I want to have this come to Jesus moment where I know exactly what my goal is, and I want to know exactly what my purpose is on this earth, and I want to just come back with a clear head and knowing myself. And I think it always comes back to identity. Like, people are searching for who they truly are, and I think they get on these drugs to be enlightened in a sense, to hopefully feel like they'll come out of it knowing their purpose, or they'll come out of it with some type of direction. And just for me personally, that's why I have so many questions about it, because I've never felt led to do that type of stuff. And I'm not judging anybody who has, because I understand that everybody has their own you know, ways that they want to figure things out. But it just always seems like it comes back to an identity thing. And it's like, man, I want to know who I truly am. So I think we have a bunch of people out here who are lost, and they just want to, like you said, find a way to escape that pain of them feeling like, what is it all for? You know, but
I agree.
That's just how I feel about most of it. But that was a good one. I know it was about friendships, but we turned it into a drug combo.
Hey, if you're gonna do the drugs with your friends, I guess so.
All right. Well, that was Ben Jammin's
Rabbithole.
We just gonna leave it at that. We are about to wrap up the show with a bow.
What? I ain't heard that in about 3 months.
Yes, we're gonna wrap up the show with a bow. When we come back from our 3-minute juice break, we're gonna give you guys our drop of juice of the day. It is our last segment of the day, and we just want to recap some things that we talked about here, with this being our very first show back. So make sure you guys keep it locked. Don't go anywhere. It's Jammin' with Juice.
All right, Juicy Jammers, y'all know we're going to come back. But in the meantime, stay patient, stay waiting, and stay hopeful. The greatest things comes to those who wait.